concerns over the direction of US policy in Afghanistan are on the rise in Washington.
End the wars!
On Monday, protesters gathered to mark the war entering its 9th year, and many say they feel their cause is gaining traction.
The sentiment is turning against the war in the country because we're losing more soldiers than we ever did.
People were chaining themselves to the gate. They were chaining themselves in front of the Northwest Gate, and people who had to go to the Situation Room had to walk all the way around the White House to come in. Was the president made aware of that large-scale protest?
If he wasn't made aware by me because until you said it, I was previously unaware.
Administration officials insist everything's going as planned, with October set to be the month the White House finally makes a decision on sending as many as 40,000 extra troops to Afghanistan. But a public call for swifter action from the top US commander there has made unfortunate headlines, bringing a rebuke from the US Defense Secretary on Monday.
So it is important that we take our time to do all we can to get this right. And in this process, it is imperative that all of us taking part in these deliberations, civilians and military alike, provide our best advice to the President, candidly, but privately.
And it's not just military issues giving the US President a headache. New claims over the level of voter fraud during the recent Afghan elections have cast fresh doubt over the results' legitimacy. The complaints this time, as election workers begin a recount of the disputed ballots, come from a US diplomat recently removed from a top post at the UN mission in Kabul. Speaking to Al Jazeera's Riz Khan, Peter GALBRAITH said the mistakes were preventable.
In the southern provinces, multiples of votes were recorded as compared to the numbers of voters who actually cast them. In some cases, 4 times as many votes were tabulated as voters went to the polls.
The US President is on Tuesday set to brief politicians from both major parties on where he's at with the decision on whether or not to send more troops. With White House officials saying an exit from Afghanistan just isn't an option, it looks like it could take more than waning public support for the war to fundamentally alter the course of US strategy. Sebastian Walker, Al Jazeera, Washington.